What's going on, stackers? So in this video we're going to be taking a look at the difference between a low content and a no content book. So welcome back to StackinProfit. My name's Paddy, and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said, in this video, we're going to go over the difference between a low content book and a no content book. So I actually get that question asked quite a lot. What is the difference? So I thought that I would just make a video addressing this question. Now, what I've gone ahead and done is pulled up, I think, 8 to 10 different types of books. And these books are low content and no content. So what we're going to do is just go through these examples that I've got and explain to you why they're either a low content or a no content book. Now, the first one I have pulled up is a sketchbook. So what do you think that this falls under? Have a little think. That's correct. This is a no content book. Why is it a no content? Because there's no content. Now, when it comes to low and no content books, the meaning is in the title. So a no content book means there's no content. So with a sketchbook, if we take a look through here, we get to see that there's no content within the book. Now, they've done this a little bit weird by having a line at the top. If you want to try and create sketchbooks, you can't have three consecutive pages or blank pages in a row. You can have alternate pages, blank pages, but you can't have three completely blank pages. Now, to get around that, you can put a line on the page, you could put a number in the corner, or you could put a border round the page. So that's how you would do a sketchbook. But a sketchbook is a no content, because looking at this, looking at the inside, there's literally no content. It's blank pages. So that's why it's a no content book. So that's the first one. Now, like I've said, I've pulled up 8 to 10 examples. Not all of these are all the books out there. There's so many different types of no content and low content books out there. This is just a little handful. Now, the next one that I want to share is a composition notebook. So what do you think that this falls under? Again, this is a no content book. Why is that? Because if we go in and have a look, we can see there's no content. So this is a no content book. It's just lined pages on a page. So this is a composition notebook, and this is similar, let me just cross that off, to a notebook. The difference meaning the actual lines within the book, but composition notebooks tend to use more for school, college, teachers, anything academic. So that's what composition notebooks are used for. But this is a no content book because there's no content. Now, the next one I have pulled up is a blank comic book. So this is a really great book type. This again falls under no content because there's little to no content inside. Now, if we zoom out so we can take a look and go to the second page, this is what the inside of the book's going to look like. Now, that's a little bit weird. It's weird how that's not the same size of the page, but hey ho, each to their own. If we keep going through the book, so we can't actually see inside. So let's go back to this page. If we look here, there's no content, just a couple of, not squares, shapes and speech bubbles so kids can create their blank comic books or their comic books. But again, this falls under no content because there's no content. Now, I've got one more no content that I want to share, and that is just a normal notebook. So this is a standard notebook. If we take a look on the inside and zoom out and then go to the second page, we can see it's just lines on a page. So there's no content in here. So again, this is a no content book. So I hope you're kind of grasping the idea of a no and low content book. It's all in the title. So a no content book has no content, a low content has low content, as you're going to see in a second. Now, they're all the no content books that I wanted to share. And I just wanted to say as well that a lot of people say that no content isn't very profitable anymore. Now, I have to disagree with that. We're going to talk a little bit more about this nearer the end of the video, which is more profitable, or which is more profitable, low content or no content, because people believe that no content does not sell. Now, look at this. This is just a funny notebook. So things I want to say at work but can't, a blank lined journal co-worker notebook. And we saw the inside, it's just lined paper, nothing fancy. This wasn't amazingly designed, it's just a funny quote on a notebook. But if we come down to here, we can actually see that it sells pretty well. And if we go down to here, we can see all related items that tend to do very well as well. And if we scroll down even more, we can see that this notebook, a no content book, has a BSR of 38,000. So again, notebooks do sell, but again, we are going to talk about that nearer the end of the video. Now, on with the low content. So right here, this is a low content. This is a journal. Now, a journal and a notebook can be the same things. A notebook tends to be just lined paper. A journal tends to have other stuff in it. So a journal can be a low content or a no content, depending on how you create the book. So if we take a look at this, let's click on the cover. Let's take a look on the inside. Let's just zoom out. This is a journal for mum, for Mother's Day. Mother's Day just round the corner, so don't forget that as well. But now if we go to the second page or the third page, we can see, let's go to the next one and to the next one right here. We can see that this is low content because it has some content in there, not a lot, hence the name low content. So remember, a journal can either be a no content book or a low content book, depending on how you create that book. But from here, again, we can see that this is a low content book because it has that low content. Now, if we go back to the front, I want to talk about this for a quick second. This is a storybook for mum, where they can fill in the blank spaces. So this is technically a fill in the blank book. Now, recently, last week within the vault, we talked a lot about Mother's Day and these fill in the blank books. And what I went ahead and done and gave you a bunch of ideas to actually start creating a similar book to this, not this one, but a fill in the blank book for Mother's Day, because Mother's Day is just around the corner and you can make so many royalties on Mother's Day. So if you want to come and check that out within the LCB Vault, there will be a link down below if you want to come through and check it out. And remember, we actually have 4 courses within the LCB Vault. So again, come through, click that link down below and come and check it out. So onto this. This is the first low content book. Again, this can fall under a no content or low content. For this example, this is a low content because there's low content. I'm saying low content a lot. So let's go on to the next. Now, this is a blank recipe cookbook. Now, I personally have a couple of blank recipe cookbooks that are actually doing extremely well now. This is a great niche if you want to go and check it out. But this falls under a low content book. So if we click on the inside, zoom out and take a look, you're going to see that there's low content within this book. So right here we have the table of contents recipe, so they can write the recipe name and what page number that recipe is on. And inside the book, I don't think it's going to let us see. No, it's not. But inside the book, there's going to be a nice pretty layout for you to actually put your recipes. So there's actually low content within this book. Again, that's why this is a low content. So that's the second low content. The third is a planner. A planner falls under a low content book, again, because there's low content in there. Now, planners, there's a bunch of different types of planners that you can do, so many different types of niches, but they're not no content. So if we take a look on the inside, right here, this is low content because we have words in here, as we can see. This is actually a calendar. And then right here, we can see the inside. So there's a little quote just there. But me personally, I believe that this falls under a low content book. Then we have this one, a colouring book. So again, colouring books fall under low content because there's low content in there. So if we look inside of a colouring book, we all know what the inside looks like. There's illustrations for everyone to colour in. Now if we zoom out, go to here and to there, we can see low content. And then the last one that I want to share is an activity book. So an activity book falls under low content as well because it's packed full of activities. Now one thing I want to note as well, that a low content and no content, these words are completely made up. They don't really exist because notebooks, journals, planners, sketchbooks have been around for a very, very long time. It's only in the recent years that people have started labeling them no and low content. But again, I just thought I would do this video to address what low and no content is, because I get so many people actually asking what's the difference. And now I can just point everyone to this video when they ask me. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been StackinProfit, and I'll see you again soon.